Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres, and thank you for tuning in to coachingwithandres.com. I really appreciate all of your feedback. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. I'm having a blast doing this, and honestly, I get motivated every time you guys give me any feedback, opinions, even criticism, because you guys make me want to be a better coach. So today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. Interesting, but sometimes maybe a little hurtful, a little sensitive. But again, we're going to try to bring some more positive light to it. Try to be more of the solution to it compared to fueling the problem on it. And this topic has been brought up from a handful of clients, as well as I've heard it suggested in the comments below in old videos I've done or previous videos I've done. And the topic is ghosted. He ghosted me. What to do with someone who ghosts you? It's interesting. I never knew what that word meant. I think it's more of a millennial word, but I understand the term. I understand the point of it. So before we get there and talk about the do's and don'ts of ghosting, I really appreciate your subscription. Really appreciate any time you want to take a like if you like what you hear. Make any comments, feedback, criticism on the comments below, and share this video if you know anyone who might be in a similar situation or might need some guidance in this field. So ghosted. It's interesting because that word means what? Person's a ghost, heartless, soulless, spiritless, transparent, see-through. So someone who does that pretty much already shows you a side of their character, right? So let's talk about the 3 don'ts you do when you get ghosted, or if you get ghosted. Number one, don't wait. Don't seem desperate. Don't try to understand why he did what he did. Otherwise, unless there's like the exceptions of, let's say, family emergency, no service and where he's at because he's out of town for a work trip. Outside those basic, typical emergency scenarios, if he chooses not to contact you or leave you ghosted in some form, don't wait and be desperate for that. His actions of that already showed a level of insensitivity, selfishness, immaturity, and somewhat insecure to not even openly talk about why he doesn't want to communicate anymore. If it doesn't work out, if you guys want different things, or maybe he's not over his ex. He's already shown you a weak side of himself that he decides to ghost you and not take the time to explain himself. So why would you wait and seem desperate for someone to explain that? Why value someone's criticism if you don't care about his opinion? Don't wait and seem desperate for that. I know it's harder said than done. I know it is. So again, I'm sympathizing with you all. But if he's showing you that card and that position of that level where you're at in a relationship, you should say, thank you for showing me who you are now. Thank you for letting me know not to waste any more time of getting to know you or investing any more feelings into you, because you don't even have the balls to even talk to me or confront to me on why this didn't work out or why we're not talking anymore. You decided to ghost me. It's a very boyish move, a very young, immature move to do. A man wouldn't do that because a man could say, it's not working out. We want different things. I'm not over my ex. Whatever it is. Just like you could tell me and give me criticism that my video is not good. You don't like my topic. You think I stink. Whatever. You're valuing your opinion and you're speaking up to it, and I respect that. Agree to disagree, like or dislike, but you take the time to communicate that. And that's what I appreciate. I can learn from that. I can take that to constructive criticism. So why would you want to validate or try to casualize the approach of someone ghosting you and saying, explain yourself. Why? What's going on? Is it me? If he's already done that, his actions say enough. So if he ghosts you, I want you to punch that ghost in the face and say, thank you for showing me your true cards. I don't want to waste any more time getting to know you. All right? Number 2, don't do this if you happen to get ghosted. And again, this has been scenarios where I've told my clients in this situation, because they've openly told me this, and they've openly told me when they did this, where they initiated the conversation. They initiated the reach. They tried to open the door back up. Not when they were staying strong to understanding why that man did what he did, but they told me before, Andres, I'm sorry, I was out with the girls and a couple extra glasses of wine, and I texted him. I was like, oh. And she ends up being more disappointed. And she ends up getting more hurt. And again, I know this is hard, but you want to understand if he's showing you that card already of him making the actions of not reaching out or explaining his situation or disappearing act, don't try to validate it. Don't try to fight for the reasoning. Don't try to get him to explain himself. So you can stay strong and disciplined during the week, but I know after a couple of glasses of wine, or if you're out with the girls, you kind of get that little temptation with the buttons and the thumbs and texting. Don't do it. You're only setting yourself up for more disappointment. Even if he responds, he might do it again later in the relationship. So in the beginning stages or even the middle stages, if someone's going to basically not reciprocate the effort of communicating with you, not being open on why he can't contact you because it's, say, bad service or taking care of an emergency, he's not worth it. A ghost, heartless, soulless, spiritless. Flick him off. Get out of here. Thank you for not wasting any more of my time. Thank you for showing me your true cards. I don't need your validation. I don't need your explanation. That's something boys do. That sounds like an immature thing to do. That's why, honestly, I might be not that old, but I'm older than I look. And I'm old school. And that word is something new in this newer generation. And I'm like, wow, there's a word for being disrespectful because people are too scared to confront someone. You know what I mean? It's kind of almost like the world of hackers. When people are hacking people, you know what I'm saying? They hack other people's hard work. They sit behind a computer screen or just hating on comments and hating on tweeting and hating on all this negativity. Those people are probably the ones who ghost people too, because they don't have the balls to really confront the situation. They're tough behind screens, but they can't do anything in person. They'd rather ghost you. Ooh, you got ghosted. Shut up. Get rid of that. That person just showed you right there they're weak. You should be thinking, thank you. Good to know. Appreciate it. Don't contact me again. And just move on because they showed you your true colors. So number 3 on if you happen to get ghosted. Number 3, if you happen to get ghosted. Now again, I know it's a sensitive subject, but we got to talk about it because we got to bring some clarity and some reality to this soulless situation or action. Before we go to number 3, I do want to share a really cool, exciting thing I have to offer. It's my very first product, How to Love a Man. And I would love for you all to take the time to check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know any criticism, any feedback on it, because I love doing it and I want to do more. And I want to learn how to offer you more services and more guidance through what we learned over here. So, number 3, what not to do if you're ghosted. Again, I've had scenarios where my clients and women who I've talked to tell me in the scenario, and again, it's a tough one, it's a tempting one, but don't check his social media. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're not going to find anything you like. Just don't. Because he's already shown you his character of not paying attention or giving you the attention to explain whatever reason why he's being distant. You don't want to initiate those conversations when you're maybe a little tipsy or a little buzzed or even lonely on a Friday night. And I know I'm trying to sympathize with you. I understand those situations, but you're only setting yourself up for more disappointment. Really. And thirdly, don't check the social media page. Why try to get more information about his world if he's already shown you his true character in the beginning? Because if you're watching this video and you understand this topic for whatever reason, why do you want to be around someone who does something you would never do to someone else? So stop trying to force it. Don't let your ego take over it and say, no, I want to find out why. I need to know what he did. I need to know if it was me. That's your ego. That's your pride trying to get in the way to play this game of ghosting. I would run away from that. If something happened like that to me, I would shake that person's imaginary ghost hand and I would say, thank you for not wasting my time. Seriously. And move on. All right? So now we've done the 3 don'ts. Let's talk about the 2 do's in the situation where if this happens, which I know it's unfortunate, but we're going to talk about the 2 do's and what to do in the situation. Number 1, if it's rare, which it has happened in a couple of my clients' situations and stories, If it was a scenario where there was an emergency with the family health or a work trip that had no service, and he just couldn't get in contact with you, and this is the early stages of dating where you guys aren't, committed, you guys aren't, basically dependent on the same level of communication every day, every week, it just disappeared after building up something. And there happens to be a real reason to why he did that. And he explains himself. He goes out of the way to make sure that he was, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, that seemed like I was not here. I kind of got caught up, yada, yada, emergency, family health, whatever. And if he does that, you give him one more chance if he explains himself. Because everyone deserves that one more chance if they explain themselves, if it's considered one of those emergencies, right? You got to trust that character and see if does he really believe that or not. And you give him one more chance. But if it happens again, then you're realizing it's more of a pattern of, yes, he gets busy. Yes, he gets distracted, which happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. So you can't really ignore that. But he doesn't take the time to inform me. I'm not a priority to be told what's going on. And that, again, will be a red flag if he does it again. But if he explains himself, all right, it's understandable. You believe him. It has nothing to do with other women, has nothing to do with going out with the guys, something serious, family health, emergency with the family, work emergency. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I really look forward to seeing you. Okay. Trust that explanation and try to give him one more chance. But if he continues doing that behavior again, then I think you have a bigger question. I think you have a lot going on in your life, and I don't think you have time for a girlfriend. I don't think you have time for a relationship because you seem to not include me in these scenarios. And the inconsistency of the communication is not really what I want in a relationship, especially in the early stages of dating. All right? Number 2, what you do if you get ghosted, unfortunately. But before we go to that second one, I would really appreciate your subscription, a like, any comments or feedback on this topic. Let me know what you think. Let me know, share your story. I'm here to help you. Number 2, what you do if you happen to be ghosted. And it's not number 1 of what you do, or it's not reasonable, it's not a realistic, it's not a serious emergency. He doesn't explain himself. Number 2 is simple. Next! Moving on. That's it. You don't think about it, you don't worry about it, you don't initiate, you don't wait, you're not desperate, you're not social media, not one more chance, you're done. Next! Move on. Gotta do it. Gotta cut up the cord. Because you don't want to even try to understand or rationalize irrational behavior. You don't want to even try to be sensitive to someone who's insensitive. You don't want to even try to understand something that's not understandable because you don't do that. I don't do that. So why try to explain this situation to someone who does these things? Why force that piece in that puzzle which it doesn't fit? He showed you his cards. He's selfish. He's insecure. He's immature. He's a boy. So let him ghost himself and say, thank you, good riddance, and you go on to the next. You move forward, all right? Again, I know it's a tough subject, but let me know if you guys have any comments. I'm here to help you guys out. If you guys want any more information, we could talk about getting a session, and we could talk about elaborating more on this specific topic, as well as you would like to check out the product I have, How to Love a Man. And again, comments, I'm always replying to those because I'd love to see what you all have. Thank you for watching this video. See you all soon.